Good morning, friends. Today we start a new unit. This is Unit 5, Technology for a Green Future. So you'll need to have this reader to follow along with me and take some notes on our first story. We're going to continue talking about opinions and reasons that people have and the evidence they have to support their opinions. And if we open our book, we are going to find on page 4 the first story we're going to read together. I do want to stop real quick on page 2 and look at the essential question for our unit. So as you can see, we're talking about technology, which is anything that makes our life easier, better. We often think of technology as computers or electronics, but that also can be things such as bus systems, battery-operated cars, solar panels, anything that just kind of makes life easier. Our essential question is, how do we make decisions about developing new technology? The article that we're going to read together today is Town Tackles Energy Debate. This story presents itself as an article in a newspaper, the Hopeville Ledger, and then after we read today's, we're going to read a few different responses from people that write back with their opinion. But today we're just going to read the initial article that explains what's going on. So, as we see is the title, Town Tackles Energy Debate. That's what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about energy. And a debate, as most of us know, is kind of an intellectual argument. So it's a friendly argument, but it's where you discuss your opinions with each other. Last night, Hopeville's Mayor, Julia Sanchez, held a town meeting with town residents to discuss plans for a new power plant. The plant would be built on unused farmland on the outskirts of the city. So far, no one agrees on what kind of energy to invest in. So we can see here that the debate and the discussion is, what kind of energy should we be using at this energy plant? The federal government will give us $200 million, Sanchez said, but that will only pay for part of the cost. It's kind of crazy, right? It's a lot of money, but that's not going to cover the entire cost. We will have to raise most of the money ourselves. The question is, what kind of energy plant will we develop? The mayor presented 2 alternatives, natural gas or solar power. So here we have our first key idea, okay? We know that we're going to have a new power plant. No one agrees on what kind of power plant. They're going to have to raise most of the money themselves. That's a really important idea. And that we have these 2 options, natural gas or solar power. So now we know the rest of our discussion will kind of be based around how we can raise money, natural gas, and solar power. We have several key details on that first page, don't we? A loud debate followed her remarks. Tom Bradshaw, a professor from Southwestern University, said, "We must pursue solar power." So his argument is for solar power. Solar power is energy from the sun. It's free and clean. Now we have to understand the idea of clean here. Clean meaning not clean or dirty, but clean meaning that it doesn't cause pollution. So that's important to him. But we're not going to have pollution from solar power. We can't continue to release, and there's our context clues, guys, to release greenhouse gases that cause the planet to overheat. So here are the context clues for that meaning of clean. He showed the audience a report from the California Energy Commission. It said that 1 day of sunlight contains more than twice the energy people could use in a whole year. That is so impressive. So notice, friends, that he gave his opinion, right? Solar power. That was his opinion. He gave a reason. This is reason 1. It's free and it's clean. And then he gave evidence to support his reason. Okay, so he didn't just say what he wanted, but he said why he wanted it, and then he gave proof to support his thoughts. Vicky Tomlin, a store owner, so now we have a university professor, we have a store owner, also argued for a solar-powered plant. It would be good for Hopeville's economy. So there's his reason. His reason says it'll be good for the economy. People want to move here, she said. Look at the statistics on the Echo News website. Around 20,000 new jobs were created in the field for solar power last year. The fossil fuel industry is cutting jobs. So she said, it'll be good for our economy. And then she elaborated a little bit. So she said why it would be good for the economy. And then she gave her evidence. She gave proof that people would want to move there. Code word, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Last paragraph is, however, real estate developer. So this is somebody who develops real estate, who might make a neighborhood or something like that. Carlos Hill cautioned against solar power. So he is against it. He says, no, 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 no. The Mesa Palms solar plant, 2 counties over, cost $2 billion. We can build a natural gas plant for half of that amount. So he's thinking about money. He says we could save money by going with natural gas. Yes, fossil fuels are non-renewable, but they are still available. We found a large natural gas reserve near where we plan to build. So his reason is money. That was his reason. Okay. He also gave evidence of the cost. And he says fossil fuels are non-renewable. So non means not. Re means do it again. New means it's new, and able is able to be new. So this is one of these awesome words full of little chunks. So fossil fuels are not able to be used again. That's what that word means when we look at all those little pieces. So once you use them, they're gone. So sunlight is renewable every day until something happens to cause that not to happen. The sun's going to come out. Maybe not cloudy days, but they're renewable. They're going to keep, the sun's going to keep coming out and keep charging those solar power plants, panels. However, fossil fuels, the earth made them when the earth was made, and when we use them, they're gone. He says, so I know that they're not going to keep replenishing and keep having more, but they're still available for now. Okay, and then he found a reserve where they can use the gas near where they're wanting to build the plant. And if we have one more page. Okay, so we have those 3 different arguments here. At this point, the meeting heated up. People are getting heated up because it's a debate. We have all our statistics, Mr. Hill, said Eve Pierce, a spokesperson for LightPath Energy. The Mesa Palms solar plant was expensive, but it generates enough power for 100,000 homes. That's more than you need. You would make money selling the extra electricity to other towns. So this is his last kind of reason and evidence. Okay? He says we'll make money off of it. Not only will you have power, but we'll have enough power that we can sell it and make money. Pierce cited findings. Oh, here's this evidence from the Environmental Protection Agency. In 2012, over 70% of our electricity came from burning fossil fuels, mostly coal and natural gas, she said. In other words, electricity generates the largest share of greenhouse gas emissions, she stated. That has to change. Hill interrupted, saying, but natural gas is a cleaner fossil fuel. It produces half as much carbon dioxide as coal. So here's that word cleaner again, talking about the environment and what kind of pollution it will cause. And that's according to the Environmental Protection Agency too. Plus, new drilling technologies and mapping tools make extracting the gas more efficient. No decision was reached at the meeting. Mayor Sanchez promised to hold more public meetings before a decision was made. Okay, then we have a really cool chart down here too, a pie chart, and it talks about the different U.S. electricity net generations by fuel. So you can see most of our fuel came from coal, then natural gas, then nuclear, then renewable, and then petroleum and other. Okay, that was from 2012. So that was a display of the different options they have. So in this article, we do not have a resolution to the debate, but we were presented with lots of opinions, lots of evidence, and reasons to support those opinions. So now they might be able to move forward making a decision based on that. Earlier I said your code word was joy. The rest of your code is joy in my heart. So when you're talking to Ms. Corbin or I, it's joy in my heart. That's what we all should have today, joy in our heart. See y'all in a bit.